Hi, I'm Dale and welcome to Spotted Motors. Now, as I speak, the world and the UK is in pretty much meltdown with this coronavirus. Everyone's in isolation and there's not much really going on. At the start of this year, 2020, I said I was going to give YouTube a damn good go. I was going to try and get as many videos out there as possible and do all the shows and car reviews and everything in between, me and Michael Castle. Unfortunately, that's gone pretty much fell on its face. So I still want to continue getting videos out there. I still want to continue, doing whatever I can do in the garage. So what I've done, I've written out a list of my car history. Now, I've had 55 cars since passing my test in 2004. So there's quite a lot to go through. I'm going to rattle through the ones that aren't really anything to mention, and the ones that mean a bit to me, I'll stop and talk about them for, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. So we may as well get started. We'll get straight in there. And my very first car, I was 15 when I got it. My dad literally just come in the bedroom one day, threw a set of keys at me, and he said, "Your car's parked outside." And it was a F-Reg 1.4 Nissan Sunny. Now, at 15, no matter what car you get, you'll be absolutely overjoyed with. And all I just spent every hour I could washing and polishing this car. It was absolutely immaculate once I'd finished with it. I put an ad in the free adverts and I sold it for about £575, I think. And that sort of started my love affair of sort of buying and selling. What I'd done after that was I bought a Rover. I should know because it's written down. Rover 213, the square things. Oh, and what I'm going to try and do is get photos put up of each car here for my editing skills. So yeah, I bought Rover 213. I bought it for £50. Me and my dad done a load of work to it. Changed a couple of wings on it, the front wings on it that were all rusted out. Went to a little scrapyard and got them. And I think I sold that for like 275 quid once I'd finished and messed about with it. And again, just got the ball rolling with the buying and selling. My next car, which was officially my first car, which I had on the road, it was a Mini City. Red one, and what I've done with this one, I'll show you before and after, hopefully if I can. I turned it into a Cooper lookalike. It was actually a 998cc, but I turned it into a Cooper lookalike with the stripes and everything you'll see in the pictures. And to help me with that, I bought a Mini Mayfair just for a bit of a donor car, but I've written it on the list because I did own it. Things started getting serious once I bought a Vauxhall Corsa, a 1.2. It was an N-Reg. I wanted it because, I don't know, I just wanted something a little bit more modern than the Mini. The Mini was way slow, and everywhere we went, all my mates would tear off at 71 mile an hour, and my Mini was struggling to do sort of 70 mile an hour, so, Then the speed sort of got to me with the 1.2, and I bought my first sort of boy racer car. Vauxhall Corsa GSI. It was 1.6, 16 valve, and it was like an absolute rocket. I had that when I was 18, and it was an absolute rocket. It took me ages to try and find an insurance company that would insure me on it, because it was a bit of a boy racer car, and like I say, the age I was as well. After that, I went to another Vauxhall. I got a Vauxhall Astra 1.8 Sport. And this is where now you'll find that I just swap and change cars all the time. I just enjoy it. I thought selling was so easy, so I just sort of sold and bought. This is an in-between car, so I bought a Fiat Punto in-between car. There's a lot of in-between cars on this list, until I found what I was looking for, which was a BMW 323Ci. Now, I bought this when I was 20, and it was like the bee's knees when I bought this car. It was a E46 straight six 2.5, had everything in it, all heated electric memory seats, 170 horsepower, so it was pretty quick for me back then. At the same time of owning that, me and Michael Castle got together and we bought ourselves a Ford Sierra XR 4x4. We bought this car because we wanted to get into drag racing. We thought that was the ideal car. We paid £350 for it. Once we realised that four-wheel drive and quite a heavy car wasn't the best for drag racing, or some people may argue with that, we put it on eBay and we sold it. And believe it or not, Ford Sierra XR 4x4, we struggled to sell it. We got about 450 quid for it, which was bonkers compared to what they're worth now. Anyway, after that, we then got our dragster. We bought a Rover SD1. it was there. It was everything was already done to it. It had the 3.5 litre Rover V8 in it. It was all stripped out. It was painted matte black. It was pretty bad. We took a drag race and it ran a 21-second quarter mile. Basically got laughed at. We then proceeded to rebuild the full engine. We'd done everything to it. We did stage 2 heads. We stripped everything down on it, right down to a bare block. We literally rebuilt the full engine. Got the car painted, looked pretty damn good as well, and then we finally got competitive with the car, and Michael to this day got the best time of that car, which was a 14.0 at 98 mile an hour. We could never break the 13, and we could never get into triple figures on the mile an hour as well, but that, my love affair and Michael's love affair with drag racing still continues today. After the BMW, I bought a Lexus IS200. Back then it was a pretty nice car. I think I was 21 when I owned that. 2 litre straight six, nice thing. Then me and Michael sold the Rover and I bought a Datsun 140Y. Now you might think pretty boring car, but this was nuts. It was a proper street sleeper. I've even got it in the magazine as well, if you can see that. It was brown 4-door. It looked absolutely bog standard apart from under the bonnet. Under the bonnet it had a Nissan 200 SX with a Skyline turbo, 550cc injectors, and it was had a few other little trick bits on it as well. That ran 13.7 at York Raceway, and on the dyno I got it rolling roads as well at 295 horsepower. So that was a pretty wicked car. That I really missed that. Again, the price I sold that for is just bonkers. I'm not even going to say it out loud. Then after that I bought a Ford Capri. Someone shoehorned a Rover 3.5 litre in that as well, V8. All that done was just brake gearboxes, so that didn't last very long. Then I bought a BMW 316. I don't know why I bought a 316, because I vow that I hate 4-cylinder E46 BMWs, but I've went through a couple of them. After that I bought a BMW 520 E38. That was basically just a drift car. I absolutely tortured that car, the poor thing. Then me and Michael decided to do a bit of buying and selling together. We bought a Mazda 323, a Peugeot 306, and if you're watching, you've got to remember the Vauxhall Corsa that we absolutely trashed. We decided that the car was not going to be roadworthy for anyone to drive, and we trashed it. I wish all these cars that I mentioned, but especially this one, I wish we had the YouTube channel then, because it would have been hilarious. We trashed that thing. Anyway, moving on. Another car that you'll remember, Mike Castle, Peugeot 205 GTI. It was a 1.91. It was red. It had a terrible set of Momo arrows on it though. I had all the plans in the world to get this car done, do it up to standard and stuff, and then it just started misbehaving. Michael took it to a little car show for me, and I think it drained all of its oil one day, which was a bit of a laugh. I better hurry up here because I've got 3 pages. Then I bought a BMW 518, an E28 with a shark nose. Real nice car. Then I bought another BMW 316 E46 in bright red. It was immaculate, and I mean absolutely immaculate. I bought it off a traffic cop and it was insane how clean it was. Then me and the wife bought a Vauxhall Corsa SXI. I needed something to go up and down the country in, as we'd moved from the north to the south, so I bought a Vauxhall Amiga 2.5 V6. That was a great car as well. Then, for work purposes, I bought a Vauxhall Astra Estate. That didn't last long. Moved into the vans then, so I bought a Citroen Dispatch van. That turned out to be one of the worst purchases I've ever made. All these cars have been great, apart from this Citroen Dispatch. The gearbox mount snapped on the M25, so that was a great experience. I think the less we say about that, the better. Then I bought a Peugeot Partner van. Me and wife called that the dog van because it absolutely hummed of dogs, and no matter what we did, it still stunk of dogs after 3 years of owning that. Then I bought a Ford Focus, nothing really to mention about that. Back into the vans, Citroen Berlingo and Renault Kangoo. Renault Kangoo was quite a nice thing, quite a nice one. Then I bought a Peugeot 206 just because I was in between cars and I didn't know what the hell was happening. Decided to buy a Mitsubishi Colt, which I owned for a single day. Back into the BMWs, always reliable, always go to the BMWs. E34 518, Again, I hate 4-cylinder BMWs, but I owned that bloody many of them. I don't, you know, need to listen to myself. Then Austin Allegro in brown, 3-door. I absolutely loved it. I paid 300 quid for it. I went to work and back in it. I went to a couple of shows in it, which probably got me into the shows down here as well. I loved it, properly loved it. Then me and the wife bought a Peugeot 306 as the Corsa had been written off. Someone crashed into the back of it. That was an in-between car. Bought a Mark 5 Golf TSI. Fantastic car, really well built, supercharged, turbocharged. It was a little rocket, it really was nice. I was that impressed with it. I wanted a Golf for myself, like a retro Golf, so I bought a Mark 3 Golf GTI 16 valve. Still to this day, I think that is one of the best all-rounders that I've owned. It was retro, it was fast, it was comfortable, it was reliable. Honestly, it was perfect. Then given a Nissan Micra, which I spent a load of money on, sold it basically for what I'd put into it. Then I bought another 316 as it was super duper clean, someone was selling it at work. Back into vans, Peugeot Panther van. I got given a Honda NC50 little motorbike. I say a motorbike, it's not like a bloody scooter, but we won't go into that. BMW 330i, lovely, lovely car. Straight 6, plenty of power. Automatic, not an M Sport, but never mind. MGB GT, so this is where I'm getting into sort of the YouTube and the Instagram now. I had the MGB when I started my Instagram page. Then I bought, and this is going to be a bit of an odd one, this Ford Focus ST170. Now, I hated it. I really, really did. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was terrible, like a proper terrible car. Uncomfortable, terrible gearbox, and quite slow as well for like a sporty sort of hatch. Didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. Volkswagen Golf Mark II. Now that was a car. That was a proper car. Bought that off a lad who was moving away. He was in a band and he was going to America to do this band. So I bought it the day before he went on the plane. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was one of them cars. No matter where I took it, everybody come over and asked about it because it was that nice. I was sitting on the BBS. It wasn't split rims, but it was sitting on BBS wheels. Then I bought my beloved Porsche 944. Done another story about that. I bought it up north. Me and my dad trailered it down here overnight, and then we driven back up north for my birthday. So we did 600 mile in 12 hours towing a trailer, and that was great. One of the best things I've done. And again, I wish I had the YouTube channel then. Then I bought a Ford Mondeo Estate. That lasted about a week and a half as it blew up. Then I bought another Ford Mondeo as I needed a car to go back up and down the country in. By this time I've sold the Golf and sold the Mark III Golf. BMW 116i, that was like family-ish car. Look at this, I'm getting there now. Toyota Sleeker, bought a Toyota Sleeker for a little bit, just to mill about in. BMW 520i M Sport, was an E39, lovely, lovely car. Just wish it was wish it had a bit more power. Range Rover Classic, my love affair with the Range Rover Classic, which spent more time underneath than in, because every time you turn the key something would break, even the key. BMW 316 E36 in Boston Green, that was a nice car. That turned into a drift car as well, and you know, 4-banger as well. BMW 325i M Sport, now we're getting to the YouTube videos. Right here, Mazda MX-5 sitting underneath this now. This is my daughter's car. And to finish off with, which is parked out the front as well, big list, is the Audi Q5. So there you go, just clocking on to sort of knocking on for 15 minutes now of me rattling through cars. So if you have sat there and listened to my sort of car history, well done. Honest to God, well done. Let me know what you think. There's nothing spectacular in there. I haven't got the greatest amount of money, but this is just a bit of a passion of buying and selling, and it's not going to stop. It's only going to get bigger and bigger, especially now I've got the YouTube channel. I just want to have fun, and like I said on episode 1 of this, follow me on a journey of buying, selling, and owning all sorts of cars. And I wish I started it when I bought my first one, because it would have been a good ride. It would have been a really good ride, but you know, for now we'll continue from going from here. So that just leaves me to say thank you very, very much for watching. Definitely get some comments about any of the cars that I've owned. Tell me what you think about, you know, my sort of style of cars that I have owned. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Like I say, 2020 was going to be a big year, but you know, I'll still get some videos out there, so follow me on the journey. Definitely do. And that just leaves me to say thank you very, very much for watching. I've been Spotted Motors.